Rick Fuson has been a part of the Indianapolis fabric for 40 years. He's stepping down as CEO of Pacers Sports and Entertainment in June, retiring, handing over his duties to longtime Pacers executive Mel Raines. Rick recently shared with Gerry some of his favorite and memorable moments during his time with the Pacers.
Everybody in their career, it comes to a point where it's time for them to step aside and let the next generation come up and get new ideas with fresh faces. And you know, in my career, I started in 1984, did the All-Star game in 1985, and here I got the All-Star game in 2024. So what better time than to stop after a bookend career?
This is the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana, the Mammoth Stadium, the exterior.
From that first big event, the 1985 NBA All-Star Game at the Hoosier Dome.
What you are going to witness today is Hoosier hysteria, the great love affair with the game of basketball here in the state of Indiana.
Rick Fuson has had a 40-year front row seat for the evolution of a professional sports franchise and a city. And he has been a primetime player in both. He was there for the goodbye to Market Square Arena, and then to build and open a world-class field house, which recently christened the second largest renovation in NBA history.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And the opening of neighboring Bicentennial Plaza.
Harper's on Miller. McKee gets it in the middle for the win.
On the court, there were many highs and lows, the highs taking pole position for this native Hoosier.
To see the days of Reggie Miller and to see him give everything that he had.
The Rookie of the Year award to Indiana's own Tamika Catchings.
And to see Tamika Catchings be part of the rise in women's basketball, and to see her give everything. I mean, those are two people who are part of my life who played their whole careers here. And if those aren't outstanding moments, then there aren't any.
Fuson's career will also be defined by his tireless commitment to the city. The son of legendary Indianapolis News sports writer Wayne Fuson, civic pride and giving back came naturally.
I think it comes a little bit from my mom and dad and the fact that Indianapolis was so important to my family. But also, Herb Simon and Jim Morris and Larry Conrad and all the folks that I've had the opportunity to work for and with over the years, that's what they teach. And it's just not about living in a city, it's about participating in the city.
From the Pan American Games to Final Fours to the Super Bowl, if it was a big-time event, Rick Fuson took a leadership role, helping build a sports capital and changing the narrative about his hometown.
We have come from where people thought in 1968 that we were a cornfield with a racetrack around it, to today where we're an international city. I mean, Indianapolis is the core of our state, but it's grown and grown and grown. We had one hotel. We had about 2 or 3 restaurants, maybe the King Cole, and now look at the All-Star game coming here, and we've got 7,000 or 8,000 rooms downtown where everybody's staying downtown. Our forefathers were very smart people because they've allowed today for this city to be as tight as it is, to have the facilities where they are, and they were really forward thinking, and I'm glad I was a part of that.
As for legacy,
if on my tombstone somebody put on there that he didn't quit, he gave his all, he was a tireless worker, he cared about his city, his state, and his company. He loved the days growing up and living in the best city in the country.